past weekend, I was down in Rhode Island with my parents. I had a market for So Let. I did a pop-up in Providence, Rhode Island, and so I spent some time with them. And my mom took me to a brand new antique / consignment store I had never been to before, so I was very excited to go. She had talked it up, so I went with high expectations and it delivered. And then this morning I actually just popped into Savers because it's sort of on my errand route when I do like my Target run, my groceries, things like that. So I found a few little treasures at Savers this morning as well. I guess I'll do it in the order in which I found it while shopping. So this first item I found is an antique candle snipper. So essentially with candles, you want to make sure that you actually cut the wick so that it doesn't burn extra soot and things like that. So this was stunning, and it actually was 50% off. So I want to say I got this for $30, something in that range. I've never ever seen this before, and as someone who makes candles, I felt like it was really a unique thing to have. So I'm very, very excited to find a place for this since I burn candles all of the time. Then the next item that I found was actually this plate. I collect Spode. I do have a plate wall, and I have quite a few Spode dishes on here already. All of the Spode archive collection that I have is the cranberry color, which I love, but this was my first piece in the brown, and I actually am going to go ahead and switch out one of the plates on the wall today with this brown color because it's just simply fall. I mean, you don't get any better than fall in a more New England type look. I specifically love this archive collection because it's got a lot of florals on it. If you know me, I love my florals, and so this archive collection goes really well. And I do think eventually if I get a few more pieces in this this colorway and a few of the other ones, they'll mix and match really well. Super happy about that. And then I found these two Baldwin brass candlesticks. So I have quite a few gold candlesticks, but the Baldwin brass are just beautiful. And the reason I got them, I didn't really need them because I think they were about $30. The plate, I can't remember how much this cost, but I want to say maybe $10. The Baldwin brass candlesticks were about $30, which to me was a little bit expensive, but the reason I bought them was A, my mom was there and she was very persuasive and said I had to get them. And B, I have envisioned for a very long time doing something like this with these little lampshades, and I found these little lampshades. They were $10 for the set of two, and I'm going to figure out what I can do for a light source. I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to use a little votive candle, but these clip right on. Obviously, not a real votive candle. I'll be using a battery operated votive candle, but these clip right on, and they just look so adorable. I have this vision of using it on the tablescape, or even I have a little bistro set that I want to do a little date night with Brian. What I love is that we can interchange them out. So I'm gonna be on the hunt for some other shades, some different colors, things like that. And I'm very, very excited because a lot of these little lamps that I've seen on like Amazon and stuff, they're very expensive. So I love this. It's a little bit more unique, a little bit more beautiful, I think, than some of the ones that everybody else has. And I'm very excited. So I just have to find some votive candles for that. My next find, I've never even seen them before, but I was so fascinated by them. Candle bobèche. And essentially you put them on top of your candlestick. So we'll use this as an example, but you take your little brass candlestick or whatever candlestick, and this sits on top, and then you put the candle inside. And not only is it beautiful, but it actually does collect the candle drippings. So that is one of my favorite things, to have something that's beautiful and practical at the same time. And they're all a little different. I got 4 of them, and I thought I could mix and match, but absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna get a candle and see what it looks like. Okay, ideally I would use white, but I have these left over from the Valentine's Day party I did for So Let, but still gets the job done. You can see how cute is that. I need a little bit of like candle tape to put on the bottom here because it's a little wiggly. They're not that big, but how adorable is that? It just looks so feminine and dainty, and I just think they're just such a fun little ad and a fun little touch. Last thing, I can't take credit for finding these. My mother did. These are little glass tulip votives, and you can put these in any candlestick. So the ones that I just got, they can go in there. These she gave to me. She has the small ones. So really another mix and match moment, but how adorable is that? Then I wouldn't really consider this thrifted, although The store that I went to does have a lot of consignment and vintage goods, but it is the Barn Shop at the Wayside Inn. I showed you guys this morning how beautiful it is. I'm very fortunate to live 8 minutes away from that. But they had that wall of taper candles, and I got a ton of taper candles already. I just added more to my collection. So I couldn't resist the colonial type candles. They'll be perfect for like a Thanksgiving or fall. And then they also had a little basket, little napkins. So there's a set of 4 here. I think it was $11.95. I've been spending a lot of time in Maine this year, so these will be perfect to bring in a little bit of Maine kind of woodsiness to our tablescapes for the rest of the month of October and November. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and switch out one of my plates here for my new brown spode, and I can't quite decide which one I want to do. I do think that this could add a nice like warmth and a depth to it. I can even see it in the camera. It just looks really nice. And these are super simple to use. These are just plate hangers that I got off of Amazon, and they're super inexpensive, and I love this plate wall for many reasons, but I have collected vintage plates since I was in college, so I don't know, 15 years now. But you can take them off and you can swap things out. So I plan to do seasonal plate walls and just refresh it every once in a while. So it's a great kind of affordable way to add some interesting home decor. There we go. Okay, what do we think? Do we like it? It's kind of dark, but then if we add this here, maybe now I have to switch those 2 out. What do we think about that? I can't really tell when I'm right in the middle of the camera. Let's do it this way. I do have nightmares about like the middle of the night, just one of these things just popping off the ceiling while I'm laying in bed. That looks good. I like that. Okay, and then I can't decide. I think I'm gonna go with our little colonial woman here, just keeping the vibes. She's kind of got like a hocus pocus vibe to her. I mean, she's at the well, so she's not like a witch or anything, but it just sort of feels very fall. Whereas this is beautiful, but I think this adds a nice different dimension to it. So we'll hang her. There we go. What do you guys think? I like it. I do now wish I One of my all-time favorite fall recipes, I make this every single fall, is a soup recipe from our girl Ina Garten, and it's from one of her cookbooks. I'm gonna grab it. It is so simple, so easy, very healthy. I love that I can get all the ingredients at my local farm stand. So the soup we're gonna be making today is from this Ina Garten cookbook, her Back to Basics. It is a butternut squash soup with curry condiments, and I don't always use the curry condiments. I'm actually gonna do something a little bit different this time, a little bit more Halloween-like, I guess you could say. But it's very easy, and quite frankly, the ingredients are minimal, which I appreciate. I actually love that I open this up and I can see the watermarks and just splashes of other food from when I've made this recipe before. I literally make it every season, and there's something so magical about a tradition like that. So I'm very excited, but really all you need is butternut squash, apples, and onions, and then olive oil. She says chicken stock. I'm gonna actually make it with vegetable stock to make it vegan. And that's it, curry powder. So we're gonna get started. It's gonna take me a little while to peel all of these, but then we gotta get it in the oven and roast, and you roast it for a long time. And I am just such a sucker for a fall recipe that has to either be on the stove or in the oven for like an hour. There's just something about something cooking for a long period of time in the fall that just makes me feel so cozy. Okay, so we're gonna do a little something fun, a little Halloween-like. All you need for this is a little bit of heavy cream. So if you're vegan, obviously you can't do this. You could try and do it with like a soy milk. You definitely want a thicker milk if you're gonna do this, but let me show you how fun this is. This would be great for like a dinner party, if you have guests over, even for kids. I feel like it just makes it so much more fun. Okay, so we've got our bowl of soup, and I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer so you can see what I'm gonna do. And I'll link this bottle down below. A drop in the middle, and then I'm gonna attempt to do a swirl like this. Now you could stop there, but since it's almost Halloween, grab yourself a little toothpick or a chopstick and pull from the outside in, and just make a little spider web. If you're a soap maker like me, it's kind of like swirling the top of your soap, which is super fun. And you could make different designs if you want. I just kind of like that this looks like a spider web. So my bowl is not that full, but I'm not that hungry. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I actually have to go to a pop-up for Solette tonight. So I'm gotta get myself ready for that. But this is so fun, and I just think it like adds a little bit of excitement to squash soup, or you could really do it with anything. So I'm gonna have this and then get ready for my pop-up.